Okay, today we're going to take the last two things that we did last 2 days and we're going to put them together. Okay, so both finding a slope using 2 points and then finding the y-intercept using a point and a slope that we did to find our equation. Okay, so if you've done the last 2 days, you are good to go. And we're just going to put the skills together. You're not learning anything new. Okay, so take a look at this first one. Find the equation of a line given the 2 points here. The first thing we do, step 1, let's do color coding because I can. Step 1, find the slope using 2 points. Okay, we know how to do that. So that is x1, y1. We have x2, y2. So let's go through and find our points. So delta y over delta x, which equals x y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2 is 10 minus 1 over 5 minus 2, which equals 9 over 3, which equals 3. I realize I need to slow down so people who are taking the notes can write them out. Now, this is our m. Perfect. So step 2 is find the y-intercept, so the b-value, using the found slope and one of your points. So I'm lazy, so I like to use a point that has a 0 in it, or no negatives. I look at zeros, no negatives, and small numbers. So I'm going to pick this point here. So I'm going to write down all my information. So we're going back to where we wrote m, b, x, y. So we know our m is 3 since we just found it. We don't know this. And we're going to use this point in this equation. Just one point. X is 1 and y is 2. Then let's go through, write out what our equation looks like, and then let's write out what we know. We know that's 2. We know our m is 3. We're going to multiply it by 1. And then we're going to there. Right? Then, so 2 equals 3 times 1 is 3 plus b. We're going to rearrange the isolate our variables. Let's move that over. 2 minus 3 equals b. Negative 1 equals b. That step's done. Step 3 is plug into the equation of a line. The big thing here is we have our m, we have our b. We go y equals mx plus b. Leave this blank. Let's plug in what we know. Okay, we know our m is 3, and we know this is minus 1. Let's take away that plus, and we're done. So we're just combining the two skills you have from the previous 2 days. Let's try this one here. So I want to write the equation for the line here. So first step, find slope. So let's mark our label our points. We have delta y over delta x, which just means change. So we have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'm going to give you a second to plug it in, see what you get. And hopefully you got -8 minus -2. Now negative and negative make a positive. And then we have 6 minus -3. Negative, negative make a positive. So that's going to equal -6/9. And we'll reduce that to -2/3. So there's our m. Now it's time to find our b. So I'm going to write down everything we need to know here. Let's pick a number here between these two. Well, those have negatives. I don't like negatives, so I'm going to use this one. They have both negatives. Those one negative. I'll settle on the one negative. So let's plug in everything we know. This is -2/3. We don't know this. We know this is 6, and we know this is -8. So let's plug everything in that we know. I'll give you a second to do that if you're writing along with me. As I look at next week's weather, next Saturday is supposed to be 30 degrees. 26, 30, 27. Tomorrow's only going to feel like 6 though. Tomorrow being Monday. So let's plug in everything we know. Well, y is -8. M is -2/3. X is 6 plus b. Now we can cancel out here with a fraction. So how many times 3 go in the 6? Well, it goes in twice. So we're going to go 1 there and 2 there. So -8 equals -2 times 2 is -4 plus b. And let's rearrange. -8 plus 4 equals b. -4 equals b. So we know what our b is now. Now, since we know our b, and since we know our m, we can now write our equation of a line. So y equals mx plus b. Let's plug everything in. Y equals blank x plus blank. Well, this is -4. So let's get rid of that positive there. And then this is -2/3. -2/3. Perfect. I have 2 more questions. So find the equation passing through this. So we're doing the exact same steps as before. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's plug in our numbers. It's going to be 5 minus -5. And negative together make a positive. And this will be 1 minus -3. Negative beside each other become a positive. So that's 10/3. Just like that. Oh, I made a mistake. Let's rewind. I put the wrong numbers in the sections. That should have been minus -2. Now, hypothetically, I should write it like this. But I've kind of made my own trick up that I write it like this. Therefore, if they're together, I just join them, make a plus right away. This is minus -5, so it's going to be like that. That's a really ugly fraction of 5/6. Okay, so that is our m value. Now let's do for our b, let's m, b, x, y. And I'm not going to pick that one. That's got two negatives, so I'm going to pick this as my point. So that's going to be my x and y. So that equals 1. That equals 5. This equals 5 over 6. So let's plug everything in to the equation. So y is 5. This is 5 over 6 times 1 plus b. Oh my god, what did happen there? Which is going to be 5 equals 1 times that's going to be 5 over 6 plus b. Let's move it over. 5 minus 5 over 6 plus b, which is going to equal 4 and 1/6 equals b. Okay. And then finally, our equation, we have our two things we need. We have this and this. So y equals mx plus b. Let's plug in what we know. Y equals 5 over 6 x plus 4 and a 6. Perfect. All right, last one. Next level one here. Find the equation of a line that is perpendicular and has the same y-intercept to the line that goes through this. Okay, there's 2 points of information here. Okay, so one, we're looking for something that is, let's do a highlight, perpendicular. So that means it's going to flip slash change sign of slope. And secondly, has the same y-intercept. Okay, so this means it has the same b, and that equals m as well. Okay, so in order to do all that, we have to find the original equation of a line. Once we have the original equation of a line, then we can start making adjustments. Okay, so let's do what we've been doing before. Let's label our point x1, y1, and x2, y2. So delta y over delta x, which equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which will equal -1 minus 4 over -1 minus 9, which is a very lovely number of -5 over -10. Now a negative and a negative make a positive, so it's going to be 5 over 10. If we reduce that, it's 1 over 2. Good. So let's go our next step here. Oh, I've been using green. And what point should we use here? Let's use, I guess we'll use 9 over 4. So let's write down what we have. M, B, X, Y. M is a half. B is what we're looking for. X is 9. And Y is 4. So let's plug everything in that we know and solve for what we need. So 4 equals a half times 9 plus B. Well, what's half of 9? Well, half of 9 is 4.5 plus B. So 4 minus 4.5 equals B. Negative 0.5 equals B. So now we have our M and our B. Oops, it's our M. So Y equals mx plus B. Y equals half x minus 0.5. So that's the original. Now let's do our question. So we need a perpendicular and the same y-intercept. Okay? So we need to find what our m and our b is going to be. Our m and our b. Well, it has the same y-intercept. So let's just keep that the same, negative 0.5. Now it's a perpendicular line, so we're going to have to take the negative reciprocal, which means we're going to flip and change the sign. So we're going to flip it. Instead of 1 over 2, it's going to be 2 over 1. And this is positive, so it's going to be negative. Now since it's over 1, we can kind of get rid of that 1 if we wish. So then, let's write out our equation. Perfect. Oh, I ran off the page a little bit. Perfect. And there's our answer there. All right, so you have a little bit of work today, and have fun with it.